Hello and welcome inside another episode of the Sherwood Park Crusaders pregame show. My name is Zach Marks, pleased to be bringing you this one from the friendly confines of the Sherwood Park Arena, where just behind me the Crusaders are in the middle of their morning skate as they get set to take on the Bonnyville Pontiacs. Now, it was a difficult road trip for Sherwood Park last weekend. 3 games in 3 nights that started on Friday with a date in Whitecourt against the Wolverines, and it was a late Cooper Schmiel penalty shot that was the difference in a 4-3 Wolverines win to start the road trip for Sherwood Park before Saturday's 6-0 loss to the Grand Prairie Storm. And a game that Sherwood Park had their feet under them to start but couldn't keep it going, and a few late goals by Grand Prairie pushed the scoreline ever higher. But Sherwood Park able to bounce back on Sunday, 5-4 win over the Grand Prairie Storm with goals from Zach Maxwell, Brandon Sacchetti, Evan Arnold, who continues his torrid pace, Jackson Ruthven, and Liam Cox-Smith's first goal as a Crusader were just enough to push Sherwood Park over the finish line to pick up 2 out of the possible 6 points on that road trip. And with the win, Sherwood Park moved to 10-6-2-1 on the season, good enough for 5th place in the Viterra North Division. Their opponents tonight, the Bonnyville Pontiacs, currently sit in 3rd with a record of 13-9-1-1. They've played the most games in the North Division at 24. Meanwhile, Sherwood Park has only played 19 games to this point in the season. Tonight will be the 1/3 mark of the 60-game AJHL season for the Crusaders, as they'll look to end it on a high note with a win here tonight. Now looking across at their opponents, the Bonnyville Pontiacs are coming off a 7-4 win over the Whitecourt Wolverines earlier on this week. Cole Hipkin leading the way with 2 goals in a first period that saw 4 different Bonnyville Pontiac goals, as they would eventually ride that out into the 7-4 win. Now let's head down to ice level and have a chat with head coach Evan McPheeters about how he feels being back on home ice for the first time in a couple of weeks. Joined now on Crusaders pregame by head coach Evan McPheeters. Evan, back on home ice after a couple of weeks away from the home rink. How does it feel to be back in Sherwood Park?
I think we played well here since the start of the season, so it's nice to be back here and to get back on just thinking about more hockey throughout this week instead of all the adversity we've been going through in terms of illness and the bus incident and being on the road for such a long time here, so it's nice to be home.
Max Prasma returns to the lineup as a backup. How good is it to see the injuries starting to maybe fiddle down a little bit?
Yeah, it's great to have Prasma back. I mean, first and foremost, you just worry about their health, especially in a situation like Praz. It's a little bit unique, but I'm glad he got it dealt with, and now he's back. And let's get him back into some game action here after a few days of practice.
You got Bonnyville here tonight. You guys have played them pretty well this season. What's the game plan heading into this one?
Again, at this time of year, I think it's mostly worrying about ourselves here. They're on a bit of a good streak themselves. We need to get back to our footing here. I think, like I mentioned last week, we lost a bit of momentum. Then we had the tough trip and with a lot of distractions going on, and then we were able to salvage 2 points on the toughest game of the 3-on-3. So tonight it's just about starting the week right and making sure we get 2 points tonight, break tomorrow, and then do it all over again Sunday.
You mentioned that 5-4 win over the Grand Prairie Storm last Sunday. How big was the defensive performance in that one?
Yeah, I think it was a character group. We went down to 4 defensemen about 5 minutes into the game when we lost Cody Nordstrom, and we had to bring Ryan Arnold back there. And Ryan was actually playing through injury through the whole weekend, so now he's going to get some time off to recover. So we did a great job, but we had basically 4.5 defensemen to give a lot of credit to Ryan there to bail us out. But I think for us, it was a huge gutsy performance of our group, a good measuring stick to when things get real tough later in the season here in December and January, the dog days of the year, that we can battle through these games. And now tonight's just a fresh start. It feels like a long time ago, that Sunday road trip and coming home from 3-on-3 with all those bumps and bruises. We should be good to go tonight.
One of the new additions to the team, Luke Lisko, 3 goals in his first 5 games. What has he brought to the group?
Yeah, same thing day one, what we saw in the scouting report in the first week in practice and games. He had stability up the middle of the ice. He's a big body. He shoots the puck well. He's intelligent. He's reliable. He's exactly what we needed in terms of solidifying the middle of our ice.
All right, thank you. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks, Zach.
And that'll do it for another episode of the Sherwood Park Crusaders pregame show. Puck drop is 7 p.m. from the Randy Rosen Rink here in Sherwood Park, Alberta. Tickets are still available. You can get them online at tickets.sherwoodparkcrusaders.ca or at the door when you get here tonight. As if you can't make it, we'll have the action for you on Hockey TV. Myself and Dawson Patrician will have the call at about 6:55 Mountain Time here in Alberta. For all of us in the organization, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you later tonight.